Hi, I'm Desmond, and today I'm going to talk about Opus, Robertson Quay. Opus preview started last week, and it drew about 3,000 people. I believe that this coming weekend and next week, there will be more people going down to take a look at Opus. Another project that started at the same time as Opus is called the Upper House at Orchard Boulevard, which I have covered in my last video. There will be many new launches coming up in the later part of 2025. Altogether will be about 18 launches, but most of it focusing on CCR, the central region. So buyers out there will be wondering which project is suitable, what unit type is good, and also, more importantly, the prices among all these projects. Opus is a redevelopment of a former Fraser Place service apartment. When we talk about Robertson Quay, we think about nice memories of wine connection, where they have affordable wine and nice food, and also several Japanese restaurants over there. So this new Opus is a redevelopment by Frasers Property and Sekisui House seated on the 999 land. So I'm going to show you the artist's impression of this new project. Very beautiful. This is how the driveway will look like. The swimming pool. So Opus is situated in the heart of River Valley. So let's take a look at our Opus fact sheet. Altogether, Opus has 348 units. They have 26 commercial units on the ground floor, and the expected TOP is in 2030. Maybe will be earlier. Okay, so let's take a look at Opus unit mix. Opus starts from suite, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and 4 bedroom. But the suites and 1 bedroom and a 2 bedroom are higher percentage. If you can take a look at the site, the unit mix. So on this project, right, they have lesser 3 bedroom and 4 bedroom supply. Okay, then let's take a look at the site plan. Okay, you can see that it is actually a walking distance to Fort Canning MRT. Okay, so for this particular plot itself, right, Opus, we will not be expecting any spectacular view, as it's already surrounded by all the surrounding buildings here. So when we go to the unit selection, will not be based on the view so much. Okay. Smaller units, of course, take up most of the inventory. With such unit mix, right, we also likely to expect many units to be tenanted out in Opus. Okay, so if you can see again, there are altogether 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, block 7, block 9, block 11, block 13, and block 15. Most of the units are in 7, 9, 11, and 13. Okay, all the suites and 1 bedroom are in block 15, together with some of the 2 bedroom units. Later we'll be talking more about the 2 bedroom layout compared to other blocks. Okay, also to share a view that the units in block 15 will have higher ceiling, around 3.225 meter. This is the only block that have this high ceiling. With the higher ceiling, the 1 bedroom and suite will definitely look much more spacious. In this project, there are 3 types of collection. The Premium Collection, the Luxury Collection, and the Legacy Collection. The collection is based on the material used and the appliances provided in the unit. Premium and Luxury are quite similar finishing, but different tone colors. Premium Collection uses light stone large format tiles, but the Luxury one is more beige. In my opinion, the light color one will be harder to maintain in the long run. If you go to the show flat, then you'll be able to see the premier collection in the suite show flat. Okay, the 2-bedroom show flat will be the luxury collection, and the 3-bedroom show flat will be showcasing the legacy collection. That is marble flooring. So now you can see that 2-bedroom can come with different collection too. Suite is 431 square feet, 2 kinds of layout. As you can see, almost similar, except this one has the wall protruding out. Suite are in the block 15 and means that they belong to the high ceiling 3.225 meter. Okay, and they are external facing unit. Let's move to the 1-bedroom. 1-bedroom is 495 internal facing for the units. Okay, we expect that the PSF for this 1-bedroom will be higher than suite. Later we'll work it out for you and to show you the difference. However, I feel that whether the unit is internal or external facing, they are all blocked basically. So I would prefer the suite PSF more if it's lower than the 1-bedroom. So let's talk about the supply of the 1-bedroom. Most of the buyers for 1-bedroom are usually investors, and they are more concerned with rental yield. So is it worth it to invest in a 999 or a freehold project than a leasehold for investor? This is something investor will be thinking of. Okay, let's go into details more. When we want to buy something, we also need to know who are our buyers in future too. So we also need to understand what are the future buyers looking for, and this will create the demand. So when we want to buy a property, there are 2 key factors we need to take note. One is the demand and one is supply. Demand is much more difficult to determine because demand will require you to be on the ground, talking to the owners, talking to the buyers, talking to the tenants, understanding what they are all looking for. If you serve enough of River Valley 1-bedroom buyers, then you will be able to know what they're looking for and why do they want to buy in this location. Is it for own stay or for investment? So for example, let's talk about Marina Bay area. What are the buyers looking for in Marina Bay area? Usually 1-bedroom are for rental income. So it's based on experience to understand the demand is from where. In certain areas, we know that there are certain type of units that have huge demand because people in the area are looking for. However, supply is easier to determine. We just look at the number of units in the market in the area. In terms of Marina Bay area, we have done our calculation. Total, there are 2,008 units in these 4 developments. Okay, we have not add on the upcoming ones like One Marina Gardens for now. So you can see that there are more than 1,000 units, 36% in the area. So you can see that the supply of 1-bedroom units is quite high, right? So it will be very competitive if you were to sell in future. Okay, let's look at the supply of 1-bedroom in River Valley. Okay, the projects are freehold or 999 developments, more than 300 units in District 9 region. Okay, in River Valley, there are altogether 257 1-bedroom units out of 2,174. This make up of 12% only. So looking at this, do we all agree that River Valley is a better choice for 1-bedroom? Because the supply is lower than Marina Bay area, right? 36% versus 12% also means that 12% definitely easier to sell, correct? However, you might not be aware there are 5 projects coming up in River Valley and Zion area. This will also contribute to the 1-bedroom units in the area. However, you may not be aware that there are 5 more projects coming up in River Valley and Zion area. This will also contribute to the 1-bedroom unit in the area. Okay, so is supply going to affect your rental? And in turn, it will affect your sale price. The most important factor for 1-bedroom is rental yield. When supply comes in, more competition and affect rental yield. And then it will affect the selling price. This is crucial because even for River Valley, although there are higher percentage of buyers buying for own stay, but definitely there will be investors. Even for those who are looking for own stay, also have to be aware that your next buyer can be an investor and they will be looking at yield. Let me remind everyone that Marina Bay area has 36% of one bedroom and River Valley has 12% of one bedroom. So based on the supply, we expect that River Valley would have a higher rental yield for an area with lower supply of one bedroom, right? But the numbers here clearly show that Marina Bay area has a higher rental yield than River Valley because one bedroom units in River Valley are more expensive. They are usually in 999 or freehold status. Let's look at the price differences. And if you look at the average rental in these two areas, the rental in Marina Bay area is significantly higher than the rental in River Valley despite lower supply. What am I trying to tell you here is supply is important, but demand is equally important too. So we need to understand the area demand. So investor will likely buy in an area where the demand for one bedroom is extremely high. So buy in an area where supply is limited, but there is a demand lower than the supply, then it will make the property not attractive. Of course, all buyers will want to buy somewhere with high demand and low supply. That's why the demand is not easily determined. However, those who are watching the video right now, you really need to check with agents or anyone that know the market on the ground. Don't rely to check online for such information, what type of demand is in that area. You need to really go down to the ground to understand it. Based on experience after serving enough tenants, buyers, and landlords, sellers, then you will know what type of people are looking for this kind of units. In short, I am trying to tell you that one bedroom type in River Valley may not be the best option. But if you're buying for own stay, then it's very different from people who are buying for investment because there are other options in the market. Cheaper entry price and higher rental yield. I would recommend to look at Marina Bay area. Even the supply is high, but the demand matches where the tenants are looking for. Like the recent One Marina Garden, all the 241 bedroom units are fully sold out within 3 months. So let's compare the suite versus one bedroom. So as I mentioned earlier, all suites are external facing and all one bedroom are external and internal facing. For the suite that external facing, we will be using 3,200 per square feet to gauge the quantum. 3,200 per square feet is estimated. So for one bedroom, for suite, it will be about 1.38 million. And one bedroom, I will use slightly higher PSF as it is internal facing. So as I mentioned, internal and external facing won't have any view. So more importantly is the safer entry price for buyer. So one bedroom is about 1.6 million. So let's compare and see the difference in the layout. The main difference is the wider space in order to build a wall in between the master bedroom and the living room. So for this one, you will have to pay a 230,000 difference. Again, I will not recommend this because every square feet increment, there will be a lot of difference in the buying price. Again, will you feel a significant difference between the suite and one bedroom with a proper living and a bedroom? Look again, the kitchen for one bedroom for suite is wider than the one bedroom. Okay, anyway, I will prefer the sandwich layout for the suite. Again, $3,200 per square feet is my estimated price, but it might be higher. So let's see. So recommended is suite in Opus than one bedroom. I also like to point out that there are upcoming plot in River Valley area. Okay, that project is called River Green. River Green compared 2 bedroom is 527 square feet. Okay, which is leasehold next to MRT. So I put the per square feet as lower at 2,800 per square feet estimated. Okay, so the amount is 1.475600 to be able to buy a 2-bedroom compact. You just have to top up a 94,000 difference. And And if you're talking about rental yield, I definitely think that River Green will be much higher because it's 2-bedroom, right? So what I'm trying to tell you right here is that if you're buying Opus for rental yield, I do not think that is the best option. And your exit will not be easy in future. But for those hardcore fans who like 999 freehold, then I think you can consider Opus for the lifestyle and the convenience. Okay, this group is more for own use. As I feel that those people who are looking for Opus will be for own stay. There are many 2-bedroom unit type in this particular project. The 2-bedroom comes with 2 bed, 2 bath. One layout comes with 2 plus study. Now what we are seeing is the smallest 2-bedroom. Okay, 689 square feet is the dumbbell layout, similar to the blue plus study. In terms of supply, this layout will be more sought after it hits the resale market than the other 2 layouts. The other 2 will be more compact. These are the external facing. Okay, as you can see in the side plan. I personally like this layout the most as it's efficient, although it's only 689 square feet. I will show you the other layouts bigger in size, like 721 square feet. The difference in the area also means that the price is higher. Okay, 32 square feet times, let's say, 3,300. You will be talking about 100,000 more difference. So we need to see if the next bigger unit justify this 100,000 difference. Let's look at this layout. You can notice that the kitchen is actually enclosable, and this part is glass, so it means that there will be sufficient light coming into the unit. Also, the walls are non-PPVC as it's a redevelopment of the building. This is important to note because other layouts are kitchenette and non-closable at all. So let's move on to the next 2-bedroom layout, the second smallest 2-bedroom. This is a classic layout where all the bedrooms are tucked in one side. Okay, when you come into the unit, you will be seeing your kitchenette. Okay, as you can see that it's slightly bigger in terms of size, but the 689 square feet looks bigger and looks better. You are paying a bit more just for 21 square feet. In this 710, you can see the hackable wall here. Okay, if you want to have a bigger living area. Okay, as this project is non-harmonized, so the aircon latch is counted in the unit size. So it's important to find out whether the project these days is harmonized or non-harmonized. The next 2 will be the 721 square feet. Okay, from one glance, both the unit looks the same, but they are not the same. Where's the key difference? The kitchen size. This is bigger and this is smaller, but this unit itself comes with kitchen with window, toilet with windows too. Okay, but why? Because this one is in the premium block with the light color finishing with all the suites and 1 bedroom. This also means that the 2-bedroom are on the side of the building. So they have the windows on the side. Okay, this building also comes with high ceiling. So in this development, I will not base not only on the layout, but I also will be talking about the finishing and the ceiling height and other details in order to recommend you the right one. Okay, because every square feet costs more than $3,200, so it does definitely have to make sense. So this 721 unit is actually in the luxury block with other unit types. That's why it's in the middle stack without windows. Next, we will move on to another 721 square feet. Okay, this particular layout has no kitchen. It's only kitchenette. Okay, and the foyer looks a bit too long. This one has more advantage than this one, because this one has windows in the toilet, because it's corner unit. Okay, the kitchenette is also a bit hard to enclose because it overlaps with the dining area. So I think that most people who are buying for 2-bedroom in this area are for own stay, so these 2 will not be my preferred choice also. Last but not least, the next one will be the 2-bedroom plus study, 743 square feet. This one is a dumbbell layout that looks like the 689 square feet but with a study area. So how much does this study area cost? 74743 minus 689 is about 54 square feet times, let's say, assuming 3,300 per square feet, you are paying 178,000 more for this study. So I really leave it to you guys to decide, to make your own choice. But I will show you my top 2 choices for the 2-bedroom. Okay, so those that watching this video, please remember the unit type, because there are 4 types of 721 square feet in total. Okay, remember the one with the high ceiling. Don't bother with the suites and the 1-bedroom in your same block. Okay, your unit has all the windows that you need. Your unit will definitely be brighter and more well ventilated. Okay, let's talk about the price. Okay, I think that this 721 will be selling at a premium, okay, in terms of PSF because of the high ceiling. Okay, let's say for instance, we are calculating at 3,300, okay, for 721. Okay, it will be 2.379 million. For this particular bedroom, the smaller one, it will be at, let's say, cheaper, 3,250. Okay, it will be selling at 2.239 million. Okay, the difference will be about 140k. Okay, so let's say for instance the price is higher, $3,350. Okay, the difference will be 175,000 difference from here. Okay, because it will be about $100 difference. Correct? Yeah. So if it's like, let's say if it's $100 per square feet or $50 per square feet, I think within this range I will still go for the B1. Okay, because I think that the B1, because I think that you still got a huge advantage lah, But anything that exceeds $100 per square feet or 200,000 more in premium, I will consider going for the 689 already. Okay, on the booking day, if the PSF is same as for these 2 units, definitely you have to go for the 721. I also like to share with you all that the upcoming launch, River Green, okay, the 3-bedroom is actually at 786 square feet. Okay, slightly bigger some more and harmonized. Okay, if I were to do the max, okay, 2,800 per square feet for the River Green. Okay, the unit will be at about 2.2 million. Okay, it's about the same price as the 2-bedroom in Opus. Okay, the 3-bedroom 786 versus a 2-bedroom in Opus. So I'm not here to compare which one is better or which one is not good. Okay, however, I just like to highlight to you lah. However, do remember, a buyer who is buying Opus and a buyer who is buying River Green can be very different. Okay, earlier that I said 1-bedroom Opus buyer who likely to be an investor will also buy a River Green 2-bedroom. Okay, but a 2-bedroom Opus buyer is usually for own stay. So people who come for 721 square feet Opus will not go for the River Green 3-bedroom or vice versa. Okay, because people who buy Opus are really buying for the 999, freehold status, and also for the lifestyle. Okay, the people who go for River Green after different things. Okay, like a good entry price into River Valley area lah. So overall, the people buying Opus and River Green are very different group of people. Okay, but those that are looking at Opus 1-bedroom should take note of River Green prices, because you're likely buy for investment. So for the 3-bedroom, we have the 3-bedroom flexi, the smallest C1S. Okay, because this doesn't have balcony in the master bedroom. Okay, you see this one got balcony in the master bedroom. The rest of the flexi layout do have balcony in the master. Okay, so it really depends on whether you want an extra balcony in the bedroom on top of the living room. This one is facing the pool, so it's still okay. But this one can see your neighbor beside you, so I will not really favor this stack that much. Okay, I also like to explain more about this layout. To be honest, I do like the flexi layout for own stay. They have all the proper things, the details like the windows in the toilet. They even have windows in the flexi room. Okay, the wall for the flexi area can be hacked too. Okay, this means that your dining can stretch all the way big, so you can actually put a very big dining if you really don't need this flexi. So you probably can put a 8 to 10 seater dining table, the long one, you know. So this is quite good. Or else, if you need another room, you can actually seal up the flexi with another door. Then you got another extra room. The other 3 room types for 3 bedroom. The key difference for the bigger units are the 2 balcony and the longer foyer. Okay, of course I would prefer to buy the one without the foyer and balcony in the master bedroom, but there again, you must be able to get a unit there on the booking day. It all provided if you get a good queue number. The next one is the 3 bedroom dual flex. Okay, the 3 bedroom dual flex is not a dual key. Okay, if you can see that the layout is quite difficult to make into a dual key. The key thing is also because the aircon unit placement. One is in the hall, another one is just before the kitchenette. Okay, so for dual key, you also need to build doors. Okay, for this small unit. Okay, the small unit doesn't have a kitchenette, but it's fine because many tenants these days, they probably don't really cook. However, if you seal with the door, then the kitchenette will not have any aircon, because I think the aircon coming to this side is also quite tough. Must take some time. Yeah. Okay. So far, most of the 3 bedroom buyers in the River Valley area are for own use. Okay, even though these days a lot of people don't really cook, and also you are located in a place where there's a lot of restaurant, but people still want to have a proper kitchen if they're buying for their own stay. Yeah, so this is something to take note what your future buyer may want. Okay, another thing is also the foyer. The foyer is a bit too long. Okay, just that one is longer and one is shorter. Okay, the upside of this dual flex unit may be the rental yield if we convert into a co-living space. Okay, it cannot be a dual key, but co-living space We take the surrounding rental to do an estimation. Okay, 1 bedroom is at 4,000 and 2 bedroom is at 5,500. So total is 9,500. Okay, so let's say for instance, assuming it's $3,200 per square feet. Then for 990 square feet, you'll be paying about 3.168 million, where your yield is 3.68. You also can see that I already done the co-living space for you to see already. One area, the red area, and the small unit and the big unit, and they both share this area, which is the dining area. Okay, but to be honest, it is a decent yield, but it will be quite difficult to sell in future. Okay, because there are not many buyers with $3 to $4 million just to come in to buy rental yield. Okay, basically this investor maybe could get an even higher rental yield with a lower entry price in the market. Okay, let's move on to the best preferred 3 bedroom type. Okay, so you can see in this layout there's hackable walls. So if let's say if you do not need the 3rd bedroom, you can actually hack away the wall and you will have a very nice landscape living space. Then you will have 2 bedroom and a flexi. You can actually build a door, and a flexi can be your 3rd bedroom too. Okay, so if you go down to the show flat, you will be able to know, you will be noticing this unit. Okay, and this unit will check most of the box: marble flooring, nice size kitchen with glass panel, glass panel. Okay. So when you want to cook, you can actually close the kitchen with the glass panel. Then if you do not cooking, you can actually open up the glass panel. Okay, and you can host your friends at the dry kitchen and the dining combined. So this squarish size is very ideal for those people who live in River Valley. Okay, because if they love to host friends and they are very into lifestyle, then this is a very beautiful squarish big hall. Okay, living area. Okay, so I think that you will not have a problem in selling this particular unit in future. Okay, because there are many people in River Valley looking for such units like that. Okay, the key thing is the price. Okay, there are only 18 units plus 9 units in this project. Okay, so this one, the supply is low, but the demand will be high. Okay, in River Valley. So I can tell you that this one has a very good chance that you will make money. Okay, because of 999 project, the entry price will be higher. So you might have to low even longer just to see the profits. Okay, then my second choice will be the compact 926. Why I was saying that you probably will make money from this 3-bedroom, the premium one, is because let's see the available supply of the 3-bedroom in River Valley itself. There are so many developments here, but right now you can only see there are only 29 units for sale. Okay, some of the listing are even maybe duplicate. Okay, because the supply is extremely low. So as you can see that Rivergate, okay, it's 12 to 15 years already. Avenue is a new project. Okay, and then Aspen Heights is also pretty old, and of course UE Square is also quite old already. So the demand for this unit type is very high. Okay, of course if you want ridiculously high price, then you have to wait even longer. Okay, last but not least, we are going to see the 4-bedroom. Okay, 4-bedroom, 1539 square feet. Okay, again, if you do not need the 4-bedroom, you can actually remove the wall, making your living area bigger, even bigger. This is exactly what I was trying to tell you with the illustration from the 3-bedroom premier. You see, yeah, then you will have this squarish kind of very nice landscape living area. The master bedroom comes with a walk-in wardrobe, and also for 4-bedroom there is a junior suite. So this very nice. Okay, this 4-bedroom is even more rare in River Valley. Okay, let's see the available supply in River Valley. Okay, it's only 15 units. Okay, so let's say that based on 3002 PSF, this unit will be about $5 million. Okay, but I do think that this unit has everything, but sadly it doesn't come with private lift. So the big unit types are something worth to see and to consider. I also have explained the small unit types. Okay, so again, please do not think to buy a 999 to invest and rent out, especially for the small units. Okay, because you really have to think of your future buyers. How many investors in the market will actually pay a premium for 999 and freehold just to rent out? Okay, so for those who are buying for their own stay, please go down to the show flat, take a look at which unit type that you really like. Okay, going forward, I'll be doing more videos on Zion plot. I'll be doing some cross comparison on different unit types. For example, with this budget and purpose, which project is more suitable for me. Also, I think that Zion plot presents opportunity in 2025. Okay, with so many projects coming up, developers will definitely be pricing their project more sensibly so that to move their units. So keep a lookout for my videos coming out on the whole Zion plot. Bye bye.